Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're having a great day today. It's a little cloudy. It's a lot warm. Could hit 90 some point this week. So, as is typical, seemingly, of North Carolina, we go from late winter to a day of spring to summer. Um, and sometime later this summer, we'll enter what is referred to by some as the front porch of hell. Uh, so, um, buckle up, the heat is coming. Um, Yesterday, I didn't get, there's so much in the passage in First Peter 2 that I just did not have opportunity to deal with because there was so much other stuff to deal with in the text. And so I want to focus on that 10th verse again. Um, Once you were not a people, but now you are God's people. Once you had not received mercy, but now you have received mercy. Once you had not received mercy, but you have received mercy. What does it mean to receive mercy? Well, we understand that on its basic salvific foundation, that we come to God, we receive grace, and God forgives us, and so we have received mercy. But it goes further than that, and that's what I want to talk a bit about today. To have received mercy means not just that God has forgiven us, but it also means that we can forgive ourselves. I have mentioned this on a couple of occasions this year, but I come back to it, that sometimes the thing that we need to do the most is to forgive ourselves. What do you need to forgive yourself from? Well, I don't know, beloved. You know the answer to that far better than I do. I know there are things I need to forgive myself for. And we hold it on ourselves. And we stay angry and frustrated, and we just can't seem to give up the fact that, if God has forgiven us, then we can forgive ourselves. Secondly, is the understanding, the notion that if we have received mercy, not only has God forgiven us, not only can we forgive ourselves, but that we are also healed. The brokenness of whatever it is that would lead us to find mercy is healed. I think it was Goethe that said that grace can only flow into empty places. I'll give you that again. Grace can only flow into empty places. So there are places in our hearts that are broken. There are places in our hearts that need to be restored. Maybe the dream was dashed. Maybe the thought was, the hope was not fulfilled, whatever it was. And we need grace to fill that void and make us whole again. And here clearly in the 10th verse of 1 Peter 2, we have that we have received that mercy. In other words, we have received that grace to fill up the brokenness within us. So this mercy thought process goes a little bit further, and it brings me to my third point, because I am a Baptist preacher. To have received mercy, to have obtained mercy from God, means that we are thereby empowered to do for God. We use all sorts of reasoning for why we can't do, when the text, the fact of mercy is that God's mercy, God's grace, enables us to do. It enables us to do in the face of pain. It enables us to do in the face of hurt. It enables us to do in the face of sorrow. It enables us to do. The great gift of the Spirit is the fact that we can do not through our strength, but through our ability. The mercy of God says that grace is sufficient in our weakness. That grace is that which can empower us to do. And what are we ultimately to do? Well, you got to go back to the previous verse, verse number 9. We are empowered to proclaim the excellencies of Him who called you, us, out of darkness into His marvelous light. To proclaim His excellencies, not ours. And so, beloved, today, how are you doing with that? How are you proclaiming His excellencies? And are you doing it in the mercies that God has given to you? You are not without mercy. Once you were without mercy, but now you know God. So you can forgive yourself. You can be made whole. And you can serve. There is a lot in this verse. But I think the fact that Peter, if it was Peter that wrote 1 Peter, says to us, yeah, there's power. You feel broken and lonely and exiled, that's who he's addressing here. There's power, and it's found in the mercy of God. Just some thoughts for you to start your week by. Hope you have a great week. We will see you all again on Wednesday. Remember Baptist Women's Day this Sunday at Grove Park. Until then, take care, God bless, and remember, grace abounds.